Durham City, one of the most famous tourist attractions in all of England. Its history, sales, education, architecture, business, food, and people. Lots of people. But there are dark secrets here that so few know of. Ghosts. Rumour has it they wander the streets at night, lurking in the shadows, hiding, waiting, yearning. Some people don't believe in ghosts while others worship them. Why? Ghost whisperer Andrew Ross has agreed to share his secrets with me.
I am Andrew Ross, aka the Ghost Whisperer. I set up working with the Ghosts of Durham about 3 years ago, and what I do is I take guests around Durham, tell them about the history and the ghost stories of Durham City. In 1834, the university takes over the castle next to the cathedral. Now, one of the first students who's supposed to be coming to the university is a man by the name of Frederick Copeman. He is a student, he is there for 3 years. On his final year, he only leaves his room to go to lectures, go for meals, or go to the library. He doesn't socialise. When he goes to do his exams, sadly, he starts to overthink the answers he gave in the exams. I should have wrote this, that question I answered, that was the wrong question, I should have answered this. And he starts to go over and over. People, his friends, could hear him pacing up on a night time, all night long. His mood gets darker and darker. On the day of the results, back in Frederick's day, what you would do, you would see there was 4 notice boards. There would be the notices of people who've passed their exams. So the students would come, they would stand, wait to get their chance to check the boards. They would go and check the boards and see how they've done. He checks the boards, his name's not on. He checks the boards again. Sadly, his name is not on. 3 times he checks, his name is not on that board. So he goes back to his room, room 21. In that room, he's pacing up and down, mood getting blacker and blacker. He's looking out his window, he sees the cathedral, and he realises what he's going to do. Once he gets to the top of the tower, he throws himself off. He's killed himself because he's failed his family and he's wasted his time. That's what he thought. Things are settled and the body is moved. The bursar goes to take the notices off the notices boards. When he's taken the notices off, he realises whoever's putting the notices on has pinned one of the notices on top of the name of 3 students. One of the 3 students who the notice is covering is Frederick Copeman. Sadly, he did pass his exams, but his name was covered, so he thought he had failed. When the new students come in, one of the students is allocated room 21. They start to hear as though somebody's pacing up and down in the room all night long, and they become more and more depressed. They eventually go and ask if they can move room. Then a next student in, again his noise is moving, as though somebody's pacing up and down. The university moves them again. Eventually the university decides that room 21 will not be used for student accommodation, it will only become a storage room. The cleaners still go past and they hear somebody pacing up and down in that room, but there is nobody in that room 21. Annie Walker was living with her uncle, William Walker, and he had a manor house just outside of Lumley Village. She is working there and a relationship starts and Annie becomes pregnant. Now, so not to cause problems for him, he says to Annie, once I settle my business and where I can come and join you, we will move in together, we'll get married and we'll start a family with this child you are carrying. Annie agrees to this. He says, my friend Mark Sharp will meet you and he will take you to your new house where we will have a new life. So Annie agrees. She waits for Mark Sharp to come. Mark Sharp comes and takes Annie to her new life, or what she thought was going to be a new life. But sadly, Mark Sharp has been paid by William Walker to kill Annie. He takes her along, and once he gets so far along the wood, he kills her and dumps her body down an old pit shaft. He takes his shirt, his shoes and the murder weapon. He wraps his boots and the murder weapon in his shirt, stuffs that into a hole. The police, they find the body and also they find the shirt, the boots and the murder weapon. They go and arrest Mark Sharp. Straight away, Mark Sharp puts up his hands, admits to it, but he also says that he was paid by William Walker to do the dastardly deed. They are put on trial. While they are on trial, a big crowd comes to watch them. There's this ghostly figure appears in the courthouse. She points to William Walker and she points to Mark Sharp. The judge has got no choice. He tells the two men that because of the witness of the ghost, that he has to find them guilty, and they are both sentenced to death. Annie Walker's ghost is never seen again.
So the ghosts really exist? If you remove the paranormal factor, would Frederick Curtin and Annie Walker even be remembered? Maybe the fascination with folklore is that we don't know what really happened. Frederick and Annie lived in a time where people blamed anything abnormal on ghosts, witchcraft and superstition. Ultimately, who's to say what's really out there?